Hey everyone, so today we're going to continue working on this new level, but before we start, I have added some stuff since the first video. So I added these cool hologram looking things. I used the particle trigger to make these scan lines only using one object. I also created a frame by frame effect using the scale trigger, and it just makes it show up. I also use toggle triggers to make it more smooth looking. And I also adjusted the colors to make them more vibrant. I think it looks better. I don't know if these will be the final colors though, because I usually change them around. Okay, so to start, one thing I wanted to do was, since I made this area tint trigger be more powerful, kind of makes the color of the shadows look weird. And when there's more light on something, the shadows are usually darker. So I'm going to make another area trigger effect that makes these shadows darker. Just copy it, have the same details, except it's gonna target group 21 and have a new effect ID. And instead, I'm just gonna do the opposite direction, so it's gonna be like 86 brightness, 1.2 saturation, and like plus 10 hue. That might work. So next, what I'm gonna do is add more detailing to the blocks. I was thinking of making some sort of design that goes like down in spots like this, but I don't really know what I'm gonna do, so I'm just gonna experiment. Okay, so I ended up with this pretty cool design. Not sure about the outline that I made. Might remove it, replace it with a shadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this around and see how it looks in game, because I'm not quite sure yet. That actually looks pretty good. One thing I don't like about this part though is the camera. So I'm just gonna find the portal, yeah, and move it up like 2 blocks. Maybe that'll fix the camera issues. Okay, that's much better. So this intro part is almost done. One thing I am gonna do though is add some like walls, like back there and like back here, that don't move. Just because those walls in the back look really distant with how they move, so I wanted to add something that looks a little closer. Okay, so this little wall design is almost done, because I have a cool idea. I'm gonna put another one right here. What I'm gonna do is add a highlights where the light would be reflecting off from the hologram thing. So I'm gonna like that. And then if I give them a group 22, copy this, give it to 22. Yeah, that works. In there. So now I'm gonna start on the next part, this little area, I'm planning on having short intermissions of this stuff, and then like space, like asteroid belt type things in between. So I've marked out where the space station parts are going to be with these grid blocks. Obviously, these are placeholders. They will not stay for long. I think I'm actually going to do like stars. Now there's this star, like these star objects, but I don't really like how they're shaped, and they get blurry if you scale them up. This is a pulsing object, can't use this, so I might just have to make my own. Alright, so I'm here on another level, and I'm gonna try my best to make this 3D star. We're gonna make 2 go around 1, 72 degrees. 3 is gonna go around 144 degrees. 4 is gonna go around 216 degrees. And 5 is gonna go around 288 degrees. Alright, now we have the perfect side lengths and angles, so we can get rid of all that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna connect all of these stuff. One thing I'm gonna do is try and recreate the shapes here with a slope. Okay, so that took a while, but it is finished. It looks pretty good, I think. So now let's just go back and put this in the actual level. Alright, so I've copied them into the level here. I think they work really well as objects, and they look really cool. I'm able to skew them very easily using the warp tool, which I love. So I'm gonna add like lines in between them so they look like, constellations. And yeah, that's how they look. I think they look really cool. Okay, so I've added this little flying section right here. This is kind of how the intermission areas will look. Just kind of like this, but much shorter, and they have their own back wall. So I've added these stars in the foreground. They're the same color as the ground here, so they blend in really well. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put them on 2 separate moving groups, so half of the stars will have one group and half of them will have the other. Takes a lot of objects, so I'm just gonna put it on high detail. But I'm gonna have 24 and 25. Lock to the player on 0.5, I guess, and 0.4. Alright, so that's all the stars in place and the lines. Okay, on these four guitar notes, I'm gonna add little pulses of like arrows of where you're gonna go. And I'm also gonna have glow beams pulse to this. And for the last thing, I'm gonna add pulses to the entire part. When I do my pulses, I make colors like orange, yellow, and red and all that stuff have positive hue change, because that makes them closer to yellow, and colors like blue have a negative hue change, because that also just makes them closer to yellow, which I think makes them better than just pulsing it brighter. Okay, so this whole beginning part is almost done now. So yeah, we made quite a bit of progress today.